Hello and welcome. I'm thrilled to have you here as we embark on a journey to build a truly scalable system. Welcome to developing a scalable Flutter app with Supabase, clean architecture, and Riverpod. Before we dive into the technical details, in this first session, I'd like to talk about why we are embarking on this long journey, our fundamental motivations and goals. Have you ever built a simple counter app or to-do app with Flutter, only to find yourself wondering, so what's next? When you start adding state management, backend integration, and countless features to build a real service, your code quickly becomes tangled and complex. Before you know it, you find yourself hesitating even to make a small change. This tutorial is designed to serve as a reliable guide as you take the very next step. Beyond simply completing a single app, it aims to explore a robust development methodologies for creating extensible and maintainable app that stands the test of time. However, learning these methodologies through theory alone makes them easy to forget. That's why we'll take the time to personally experience applying these robust design principles to a real-world project. The project that will serve as our practical stage is the Community Board app. It's an application that goes beyond simple UI rendering to handle complex data and business logic found in actual services. To support this Community Board app as firmly as possible, we'll build its feature one by one upon the following three core pillars. The first is a robust architecture. We introduce clean architecture to impose order on messy code, clearly separating the roles of each code component and creating a structure that is easy to test. The second is a modern backend. With Supabase, a powerful backend as a service that provides databases, authentication, and real-time features without complex server setup, you can dramatically reduce the backend development time. The third is efficient state management. Using Riverpod, one of the state management libraries officially recommended by Flutter team, we manage the app's state in a predictable and consistent manner. So let's take a closer look at what kind of app our community board will be. Specifically, what features it will have and what mechanisms it will operate on. The community board app we are building is a notification-based community model where administrators provide reliable information and communicate with users. We'll build a highly polished app from scratch that fully incorporates the actual services and mechanisms. The community board app will incorporate all the features needed for a real-world service, including robust authentication powered by Supabase, post-CRUD operations, real-time comments and likes, profile management, responsive search, and even post-creation notification using Supabase real-time. First, we'll cover the authentication system, which is the starting point of the service. Beyond simply implementing login, we leverage Supabase Auth to build a secure membership and login flow that maintains sessions. We'll also cover low-level security design methods for database-level security. All list in the app features infinite scrolling for efficient data processing. Learn how to elegantly handle all lists, from the main post list to user post on my page and even the comment list, with a single, common logic. Changes made when creating, editing, or deleting posts or when modifying profiles should be reflected immediately throughout the entire app. We implement an event-based architecture to build a robust synchronization system where identical data scattered across multiple screens is updated simultaneously without requiring a separate server request. The search page uses a debounce technique to reduce unnecessary server requests, as well as timer-based control to cancel previous search requests and execute only the most recent input. This provides a production-grade search experience that responds smoothly every time the user types. This app is alive and moving. Through Supabase real-time, the moment an administrator posts new content, the new data is instantly appears on every user screen with a real-time notification. We covered the in-depth process of how to reliably subscribe to a real-time stream and reflect it in the UI. I have packed this tutorial with the various challenges and problem-solving processes I encountered while building this community board app from start to finish. Beyond simply listing how to build it, I wanted to share my experiences and thoughts on why this design approach is a good choice. By the end of this tutorial, you won't just be adding another app to your portfolio. You'll gain a solid development methodologies and hands-on experience that you can confidently apply to projects of any scale. In this session, we'll explore the key features of discourse and app scalability. In particular, this project introduced an event-based architecture to solve the communication between features, a common challenge developers face in real-world work. We'll demonstrate implementing an elegant state synchronization system that instantly reflects post-creation, modification, deletion, and profile update in post list or search results. This is achieved through loose coupling that allows data exchange without mutual awareness. Additionally, we'll learn how to maximize the reusability of business logic by establishing a monorepo environment that separates features into distinct packages. The power of clean architecture and monorepo does not end here. We have already released the block version while maintaining the same domain and data layer, and we plan to introduce the provider version course as well. We will experience the essence of an architecture where core logic is reused intact even if the state management package changes. This tutorial is designed for those who want to take their skills to the next level by leveraging a specific technology stack and gain hands-on project experience. This course is especially recommended for those who have built basic apps with Flutter but want to tackle larger, more structured projects. Those who want to learn and apply practical app architectures, for example, clean architecture. Those who want to efficiently handle backend development using a backend as a service like Supabase. Those who want to experience practical examples that combine state management and architecture using Riverpod. Before you begin, please make sure you have required prerequisite knowledge. This tutorial is not intended for beginners in programming. A basic understanding of the following topics is required for a smooth learning experience. Flutter basics. You should understand the difference between stateless widget and stateful widget, and be able to handle basic widgets such as container, row, column, and list view. You also need to have a grasp of asynchronous programming using future and async await. Basic grammar. You must have a basic understanding of object-oriented programming, including classes and inheritance. Basic SQL query knowledge. You don't need to be an expert in SQL or PostgreSQL. However, a basic understanding of SQL query syntax, select, insert, update, delete is required. With this foundation, we'll build complex queries, functions, and row-level security policies together step by step. This tutorial is an advanced course focusing on clean architecture and monorepo for building scalable apps, using Riverpod for app state management. If you have previously used the other state management solutions such as Provider, Block, Riverpod 2, or GetX, you will be able to learn and follow the flow of this lecture relatively easily because you already know the basic principles of state management. However, if you have no experience with any state management solution, you may find this tutorial quite difficult. This course does not explain the basics of state management one by one. So if you need the basics, I strongly recommend that you first take the course I created, Flutter Riverpod Essential and Riverpod 3 Masterclass. However, there is one point to note even for those who have previously worked with Riverpod. In the practical feature implementation part of this course, the mutation feature, a completely new paradigm in Riverpod 3, is used very actively. Therefore, to facilitate the learning for students who are not yet familiar with the mutation approach, we have specially added the Riverpod 3 mutation crash course in section 6, just before entering full-scale app development. If you are unfamiliar with this feature, please make sure to study this section first before diving into practical coding. There is one thing I'd like to inform you of in advance. This summary lecture is the video provided exactly as it is, extracted from the core parts of mutation in my previous lecture, Masterclass, to save you the hassle of interrupting the flow and moving to another lecture. As a result, the Riverpod package version displayed on the screen of the special lecture video may appear slightly lower than the latest version used in this community board project. However, there is no need to worry. as the core operating principles and uses of mutation are completely identical. Some of you may possess all the prerequisite knowledge required for this lecture, while others may only know a few things. However, it is truly difficult to start learning something new with everything perfectly prepared. As long as you have an open mind to learn and the determination to see it through to the end, all of you can fully complete this tutorial together. What will you learn and how will you proceed? This tutorial guides you from A to Z, walking you through the entire process of building a complete application. We'll cover three main areas in depth: designing a robust architecture, building the backend using Supabase, and developing the Flutter front-end using Riverpod. Clean architecture design. Understand the principles of clean architecture and learn how to effectively separate code into presentation, domain, and data layers to design a structure that is easy to test and maintain. Building a Supabase backend. Experience the entire process of building and managing your own backend using authentication, PostgreSQL database, storage, and real-time features. Flutter and Riverpod deep dive. Learn systematic routing with GoRouter, sophisticated state management using Riverpod, and how to elegantly handle complex asynchronous data. Practical development practices. Go beyond simply implementing features. Learn to create reusable components, handle errors effectively, and master useful development tips for real-world projects. The tutorial proceeds in the following order. This tutorial is structured into clear steps for systematic learning. Section 2. Foundations of Development, Core Concepts and Productivity Tools. This isn't just a simple grammar study. Beginning with the setting up a VS Code environment to maximize your productivity, you will master the core dot syntax essential for implementing complex architectures and essential tools to reduce boilerplate. Section 3. Building a solid foundation with clean architecture. Learn the fundamentals of the design that keeps your code from becoming tangled. Through theory and practice, you will clearly establish the core principles of clean architecture, such as separation of concerns and dependency rules, to create the foundation for your app that will remain unshaken by any changes. Section 4. Building a community-body monorepo, laying the foundation for scalability. Build a monorepo environment that ensures a stable code management even as the app grows. Separate functions into independent packages to increase code reusability and gain practical experience managing large-scale projects. Section 5. Community Board App Server, Supabase Backend Preparation. Design the Supabase backend, the heart of your app. Experience the entire backend construction process, from efficient data modeling to database views, functions and triggers, and powerful server-level security policies like row-level security. Section 6. Crash Course, Key Summary of Riverpod 3 Mutations. This is a special lecture covering the core concepts you must understand before diving into hands-on coding. We will focus on learning the working principles and practical application of mutations, a new feature in Riverpod 3 that will play a crucial role in subsequent app implementation. It lays the groundwork so that even those unfamiliar with this new state management approach can smoothly proceed to the next stage of hands-on implementation. Section 7. Community Board App Development, Feature Implementation. This is the core stage, where all the knowledge learned so far is fully utilized. We will meticulously implement the app's key features, including authentication, post management, profiles, and responsive search one by one, utilizing clean architecture, Riverpod, and global event bus. Section 8. Community Board App Advanced, Applying Supabase Real-Time. This is an advanced course that will help you build a living, breathing app. Using Supabase Real-Time, you'll learn advanced stream processing techniques and optimization techniques that detect server data changes in real time and instantly reflect them in the UI. Beyond simply implementing functionality, you will understand the essence of why things are designed this way. Join us today on this journey that will take your skills to the next level.